Hey guys, it's Rose. In today's video, we're doing a speed build of my museum area. So I decided to put my museum area right by my campsite, and I wanted there to be a lot of waterfalls and cliffs and trees around it so that it looked very naturey. So this was my plan in the Happy Island Designer website. After I had terraformed a good bit of the museum area, it was starting to look like this. I built a bridge right in front of the entrance to connect it to the rest of the island. I placed my museum and then I built a staircase going up to it. I really dislike that the staircases don't actually line up to the museum because the staircases are 2 wide and the museum door is 3 wide, so it will never be even, and I don't know why, but that gives me big issues. So I decided to build a staircase off to the side instead of having one right in front of the entrance that would never be centered. Because I'm a little bit crazy like that, I guess. But after I terraformed, I started putting some fences up in the back. I added some trees, bushes, waterfalls, and just kind of filled in the space behind the museum area. I don't know, I just wanted it to look really wooded so that it would look really well lived in. Like Blathers really does a lot of landscaping in front of it, I guess. I don't know. I have a whole half of my island, shamefully, that's just covered in bushes and flowers. So every time I'm like landscaping a new area of my island, I'm just like picking stuff from over there. And then in this speed build, I actually laid out all of the furniture that I was using in front, and I think that was really helpful because then I didn't have to go all the way back to my house every single time. And as I'm putting flowers down, I've realized that if you put a transparent square around it, it keeps the flowers from growing everywhere when it's raining, which is really nice because that's so annoying to have to go around and pick up all of the extra flowers. I don't know if that bothers anyone else, but it really does for me. So that's a good little tip. And I really am focusing on taking a lot of white flowers and just putting them kind of throughout. I also put a path in front of the museum to connect it to the staircase, and originally to the left you can kind of see here, I had a little spot carved out for like a little study area for Blathers, like a little library area, but I ended up not really liking how square it was, so I kind of changed it, but you'll see that in a little bit. Right next to the stairs, I put some fencing so it looked safer, even though the ability of the game doesn't let you fall off the cliff, but it just looked kind of funny to just have no fence there. So we wanted to keep all of our villagers safe. And then Flick is like hiding in the background of this whole speed build, and he's like looking kind of like mischievous at night. That was really funny. Yeah, so we're putting some bookshelves down here, and this was going to be a little library area, but I do change it at the end again. But it's good to see one idea of something you could do. But I really like the white bookshelves with the ironwood table in the white color swatch. I don't know exactly which color that is, I'm sorry, but I really liked how those look together. I just thought it looked really nice together. I also used a homework set and an oil lamp, and then that's actually amber. It's a fossil, and so I put that there for a little study area for Blathers. I put a tree and a little sitting area with a mom's cushion and a log bench. And then I just was adding some flowers and weeds around. And then I went to my shop to get a flimsy net and some apples for moving more trees. And I ended up putting a bug cage and then a net behind it there, and I thought that looked really cute because I was kind of trying to replicate that little office area that's upstairs in the museum. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's like a bug cage area, so I just kind of tried to replicate that. For the entrance, I built 3x3 cliffs on both sides, and then I put a garden lantern and a tree. And I also kind of just like filled in the top ledges with some log stakes and weeds and flowers. And then right below that, I added some more trees and flowers, and I kind of wanted this to be symmetrical so that it looked like a really grand kind of entrance. And then I put jail bars and then street lamps right in front of it. And I love how the rusted color of jail bars looks with the white lamps. I don't know why, I just think it looks so pretty together. But yeah, I did make this symmetrical, so I did the same thing on the other side. I kind of didn't like the jail bar DIYs at first, but now I'm really liking it. I didn't use them at all the first time I did my island, but now that I'm redoing it, I'm really liking the kind of like more rustic look. Yeah, and then I added some green leaf piles, and then I don't know why, but this decorating, I don't know if I was in like a certain mood or what, but decorating the museum this time for me took so many tries. Like I kept just putting stuff down and then not liking it, and so I kept getting really frustrated and then like giving up and going to work on another part of my island. I don't know if that ever happens to anyone else, but I feel like it takes a lot out of you sometimes because you just want it to be perfect. It's hard. But then I did end up putting a bird bath down by the entrance. I also really like catching bell crickets and I think it's grasshoppers maybe. Their cages are like little brown wooden things, and I just think they look so pretty, like even as a decoration. I ended up putting it on the right side of the museum, and I was trying to use some plant furniture items and some more of the ironwood furniture. I even tried statues, but I really just wasn't liking anything. I went back to my house and kind of grabbed some new stuff that I thought might work. And I feel like that's kind of how it is sometimes. Sometimes you really, sometimes I really quickly can put something together and I really like it. And then other times I hate it and I have to do it 400 times. Which makes doing Animal Crossing YouTube videos a little hard because then you have 500 hours of footage to go through. I'm sure some of you can relate. But I tried some different fossils and some different plants. And I wasn't loving any of it. And even you'll see me put stuff down and then in the end it's not at all what I ended up using for the museum, but that's just kind of the process, I think. But I wanted overall to have a lot of gardening, bug, that kind of stuff, because it really felt like that was the one place on the island that would have that kind of stuff. I did end up putting more leaf piles and some more flowers down, some plant furniture items. I actually ended up redoing a small section of this off camera just because it was taking me so long to get the look that I like. Okay, another day, another voiceover. Really bothers me watching footage back in the nighttime, so I decided to film the final museum look in the daytime for you guys so you could see what it really looked like and it would be nice and bright and cheery for you. So here is the full entrance area, and I decided to do kind of a patchy path leading up to a fountain kind of deal with a statue in the middle, which I thought was really pretty. I thought it looked a lot more natural than the kind of cut out square office area I had before. And on this side, I decided the ironwood table is so big, so I just used the hand cart and a chair, and I put a tiny library up on the top as well. I thought that was really important. But yeah, so that is the final museum speed build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely let me know what you'd like to see me build next, because I have my whole island to do still. I hope you are having a lovely day or night, whatever time it is for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!